Well, thank you again. Beautiful poetry. Man, that is a really nice style, and also your narrative voice is very soothing. I think I could have you read recipes and I'd be happy. But thank you very much for sharing, and I just want to remind everyone to act respectfully during these presentations. Our next up is the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts Blog Publication Project. This is a group project led by Dr. Arianne Quinn. And Arianne, are you on right now? Let me find you if I can spotlight you. Thought I saw you earlier.
She's on. She's popping up in my screen in the top three.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, there she is. I'm gonna unmute you. Hi, Dr. Quinn.
Hi.
Hi, I would like to have you introduce the project and have your students present.
Sure. Pardon the noise, it's working virtually here. So this is a project that my students and I undertook in collaboration with the New York Public Library, using digital sources and digital surrogates focusing on musical theater. So we chose two productions, and this is actually one of two groups that worked on the blog the research publication. And we spent the semester exploring different research sources with the help of the curator of the Billy Rose Theater Division at the library, who is Dr. Doug Reside. And then each student focused on a particular blog that related to their own individual interests. So as you can imagine, because everybody came from a different major and a different perspective, we had a variety of different ideas that everybody brought together. This publication is in the process of being copy edited now and will debut live on the New York Public Library site sometime early summer when they return. Now each one of the students can tell you a little bit more about their particular focus.
Yes, and for those students who are participating, could you do a thumbs up for me so I can unmute you selectively? Oh, I like the live thumbs up from Emily. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I have two so far. Oh, there's our third. Okay, I think that's everyone. Great. All right, take it away, you all.
Hi, I'm Emily McGinn, and I did my part on looking at the lyrical analysis of one of the musicals that we presented on, which was Tip Top by R.H. Burnside. A lot of the script was very old, and so we had to actually transcribe all the music that we found. And I looked particularly to the opening scene called Cat Song, which was basically just introducing the world to this cat world that the musical takes place in. And it just used a lot of cat puns and sets up a trial that occurs in the musical. In the main, looking at the lyrics, it just shows how there wasn't really any social criticism that was going on in this musical, like a lot of musicals that we see today. And it was really just meant for a fun evening at the theater, just a fun, relaxing thing. And it really went along with this big spectacle that the 20s were known of, and not going anywhere deep. And I'm also going to talk about, unfortunately, one of our people, Samantha Smith, wasn't able to be here today, but her section focused on character analysis and costumes in both the musicals that we focused on. And she just looked at how a lot of the stock characters were based on things going on in the 1920s. And along with the costumes were very vaudevillian style and just very big and elaborate. And again, there wasn't really a deep meaning there like we see in musicals today. Yeah, so the next person can go.
All right, hi everyone, I'm Lindsay, and I provided an introduction and history to both the musicals Good Times and Tip Top, as well as the characterization in these two musicals. And in collecting my lengthy history of Burnside and his musicals, I utilized the New York Public Library, the Arizona Public Library, and Billboard magazine. Born in Scotland to parents fully immersed in the theatrical world, R.H. Burnside began his stage career as a young child, participating in productions as an actor while traveling with his mother. After turning 12, Burnside was taken to England with the intention of him receiving a formal education, but this venture instead resulted in him attempting twice to run away with the circus before eventually joining the Hippodrome Theater in New York. Utilizing his diverse previous experiences and current professional interests, Burnside created eye-catching and extravagant musical spectaculars filled with elements of circus, dance, and aquatics, along with the more expected vaudevillian musical themes. In both the musicals Good Times and Tip Top, the themes of difference are aided by Burnside's diverse theatrical interests, which influenced him to showcase even more distinct character types than would have been expected during the time period.
Okay, and then I am Callie Albrigo, and I focused on the public perception of Burnside and his works. And in doing this, I analyzed primary resources, mostly focusing on newspaper articles that reviewed Good Times. And I kind of had to figure out how both the critics and the general public felt about both his writing and his shows. And mostly the public, they loved his shows, and which made them love him, because his shows were extremely extravagant and they had large casts and intricate costumes and sets. And while he was a great writer and he, made all of these shows happen, he couldn't have done this without the help of his theater owner of the Hippodrome, Charles Dillingham. And Dillingham had his notoriety and his professional connections kind of allowed Burnside to have stars in his show like Fred Stone, and also just being able to have the means to produce these shows. And then, basically all of these factors like the extravagance and his professional connections kind of helped this Hippodrome era be the most successful era of his career.
And I think that's me next. So I'm Callista Payne, and I worked on the technical elements analysis of this particular blog, and I kind of mainly focused on aligning the fanfare of the technical elements with the fanfare of the music and the performances done by Burnside's team to kind of give more credit to the designers for the sets, costumes, and the lights. And I was able to do this with the New York Library's digitized production images. So I had a lot of the ground plans for the sets and a lot of the original costume designs that are drawn up before the costumes are actually made. And I think the biggest thing to take away from an analysis of the technical elements of Good Times and Tip Top is that working in a theater like the Hippodrome, which was once the largest stage in the world, the sets have to match the magnitude of the literature that was written to be performed. And I worked a lot on the designer of Tip Top, Carl Wilhelm, who designed the set for it, because a lot of his drawings and renderings that were originally done by hand have been colorized and digitized in a way that really showcases the detail and effort that goes into the technical elements behind productions of this size.
Very nice. Any last comments? Very cool project. Arianne, I was wondering, will there be a link or an access to the blog at any point that we can share with the participants or on our website?
Yes, actually, once it's copy edited, I expect that we will share it not just on the New York Public Library site, but they've also given us permission so that we can share it through our FSU website as well.
Great.
So it will be accessible soon.
Awesome. I look forward to that, and I'll make sure that it's up on our website too.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you all. We are going to go on to Morgan Wegner, who is a BFA student. And she will talk about her project, $1,134.24. It's a visual art project, and her research mentor is Tanae Hart. So, get this going. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me find Morgan. Hi, Morgan, you there?
Hi, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
here.
go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Wagner, and I am going to be presenting on research with food art that I do. Whoop. First, I'm going to start with my general artist statement.